Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's Good Friday morning. It is April the 3rd. Blue, all blue eyes. So let me see what spring is not. Oh, I'll play this because of the Artemis tour, which is on the way to the moon as I speak. Scooby Dooby Doo. Darling, kiss me. Uh, Isn't it a wonder though, watching it go up the other? Oh my God, it was so cool, wasn't it? For anybody who's like under 40 years old, this is all like new. Yeah, because the space liftoffs, we don't see them on TV anymore. But back in the day when I was growing up, they used to be on TV all the time. And every space mission, they would cover the liftoff, the whole thing, the landing. It was just amazing. So all the young people now, this is kind of new. And with the movie out there, Project Hail Mary, the great movie, uh, we're really into space now. We're really into it. So people are really getting into this product, this launch. So the Artemis circled the Earth a few times and now it's slingshotted, brought its way to the moon. We'll be there Monday, 3 days it takes, and it's going to go around the moon and really investigate the dark side of the moon. Pink Floyd, dark side of the moon. And they're going to map out, yeah, because they're hoping like in 2028, 2 years from now, to go back and start a home base on the moon. How wild is that? People actually going to be living and working on the moon. In other words, or blue eyes. In other words, I was listening to the other version by Tony Bennett. My God, was that slow? I kept saying, Tony, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. And enough Tony Bennett. Pick it up. All right. And really picking up. So I couldn't play that. We'd all be finished. Okay, so anyway. So I think it's pretty cool that we're going back to the moon. We'll go around the moon, come back again, and land in the Pacific Ocean. So the whole thing, when you think about it, isn't it? It's amazing now, you know? And all those people out there who say, oh, we don't want to the moon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. Well, where did that Artemis go? Lifting every day, huh? Where did it go? And it did bring back memories of the Challenger disaster back in 86, January 28, 1986. God bless the astronauts, 7 who were killed on that journey. And, I started reading more about the Challenger disaster. Watching Artemis go up the other day, it does. When it kicks into that second level, you do hold your breath for just a second. That's because of what happened 40 years ago. And if you wanted to see it, well, you read about it, you heard about it. You saw film clips of it. When it kicked in and the disaster happened. It was, it was one of those flashbulb memories. If you were alive when it happened, everybody remembers when they were when John F. Kennedy got shot. Everybody remembers certain parts of their life, things that they were doing where they were when events happened like 9/11 and such, right? So the Challenger explosion, it happened like at 11:30 in the morning. And I was in school. I was at Westchester University. That'll tell you how old that is. Back in the old days. And I just got out of one of the classes. And somebody said, did you hear about the Challenger explosion? I'm like, what? So everybody was rushing to the lounges where they had the TVs and stuff. And we were watching it. And of course, later on that night, that's what was on the news. And it was just, so now, like watching Artemis go up the internet, yeah, you kind of have apprehension that's probably a good way to think. You're hoping nothing happens, but at a key point, you do kind of hold your breath because there's those memories come back, of flooding back to you of what happened 40 years ago. So, but things have gotten safer. They learned a lot from the Challenger explosion. They recovered a lot of debris. They recovered the astronauts' remains. Actually, they said, which was kind of amazing to me. Think about this. The explosion itself, and it was a catastrophic explosion, actually probably did not kill the instruments. Can you believe that? Their cabin, as they call it, broke away from the main rockets, from the fuselage, and it was sort of going on its own. There was no way to control it. And from what they could tell from investigating the remains of the cabin and the crew, that they more than likely survived that explosion. What they did survive was the tremendous impact on the ocean, into the ocean. And at the time, NASA did not have, which I think is kind of stupid, they did not have an escape hatch. And now everything's required. If any good came out of the Challenger disaster, it's certain things are regulated there, have to be built into that spacecraft. And at the time, NASA did have an escape hatch before the Challenger. I think they got a little too cocky with me. Like expense, was always a concern. And they decided not to include an escape hatch, an escape plans. And it's just terrible. So, so you always have those doubts, and then you always have those apprehensions. And look what happened to the Space Shuttle Columbia back in 2003, when it was re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, and to see another accident disaster. So there's always risk. No matter how much we've learned over the years, how much safety has evolved over the years, there's still a certain risk to space exploration. But this is really a kind of cool project. Think about it. We're going up to the moon again, circling the moon, and we're going to map it out for the future. Then before we go back again. It's unreal, isn't it? But it's another adventure. Everybody has seen Star Wars, Star Trek, now Project Hail Mary, and it's just getting new people into space again, interested in space, which I think is pretty cool. So we're going to follow the adventures and crew into next week. Like I said, Monday, they will be at the moon, and then they'll spend a little time in orbit there and on their way home. I believe in a week from today, around Friday or so, they'll be back. So Godspeed to the crew of Artemis 2. Easter. Easter is on Sunday. Holy Day of the Year, right? That's what Easter is. Easter is pretty cool with all the other things for kids. Here comes Peter Cottontail. But Easter is what it is, right? The resurrection of the Lord. So it's not only the holiest day in Christians, but it's I love Easter because it's springtime, right? It's warmer weather. It's a time of hope and renewal. Flowers are coming up. Trees are coming out, right? The birds are back. I was on the deck yesterday. The birds were all back singing and going into our pond, and they're singing and taking baths and everything. And these creatures, or whatever you call them, are coming out of hibernation, We saw a couple butterflies are back now. The hummingbirds will be back soon. This is a great time of year. Baseball. Baseball is back, my friends. 1 week. Baseball has been back a week. And of course, we are fellas 3-3. This is a great time of year. But along with that, I saw on TV yesterday. They have this every year. Map in the United States. And inside of that, they have the favorite Easter candy of each state. Now, let me tell you, the debate is, which is the better candy holiday, Easter or Halloween? Well, to each his own, right? You might like the corn candy of Halloween. You might like the little stickers, bars that come in Halloween. Fill up your bags and stuff. But for me, and we're just talking about me personally. You talking to me? You talking to me? I love Easter because not only do you have the marshmallow chips, the Peeps, which I do like. Well, I love Peeps. Got your jelly beans. What about the black ones? Got your chocolate Easter bunnies, either hollow or solid. The solid ones, you need like a hack solid. The soft through it, but it's good. I mean, there's a variety. Cadbury Easter eggs. Cadbury's, they're the best. You bite into them, and all this liquid squishes like that for the few years. Drip down. Yeah. Peanut butter cups. So, to me, the best candy columns the Easter. You got your Easter basket there. You go in it. You got the fake grass, and everything looks pretty. And you dive in there, and it's just wonderful. Even if you're an old fart than I am, it's great. So each state had the favorite. And most of the states, I'll say, chose the Peeps, marshmallow Peeps. I wouldn't say that's my favorite. My favorite, what separates Easter from all the other candy holidays, you really can't count Valentine's Day because it's like a heart with the chocolates and something. It's okay. It's okay. Christmas, is Christmas known as candy? No. You like giving a box of fresh strawberries. Like I used to give my a box of whippets, chocolates, samplers. That was my favorite. Christmas isn't a candy holiday, so it comes down to Easter holiday. So, my favorite are still the chocolate bunnies. You can't beat, and no other holiday has it. You don't have chocolate turkeys for Thanksgiving, do you? You don't even have like chocolate witches or chocolate ghosts for Halloween. Although that's a good suggestion. Somebody watching, so maybe somebody from the Hershey company or contestants will pick up on that idea. And next Halloween, they'll have, instead of the bunnies, they'll be having the full-size chocolate witches, chocolate tigers. That's my favorite button. Can you believe it? Only two states out of 50 said their favorite Easter candy are the chocolate bunnies. Two. A lot of them had the Swedish fish. What the hell? Come on, people. It's Easter time. You can get Swedish fish anytime. Anytime. Okay? Okay? So, when you get your Easter bunny on Sunday, what are you going to go for? You go for the ears, right? That's what I go for. Start chomping on those ears. You saw the old cartoon where the two chocolate bunnies are talking to each other, and the one chocolate bunny says Happy Easter, and the other chocolate bunny without the ears says, huh? But it's true. How many people, maybe you know someone, that go for the Easter tale, the bunny's tower that they get paid in the stomach. Well, you don't. You go for the image. Right away, you go for the image. I'll be going. So tell you that. Anyway, so yeah, I was kind of surprised how much candy on the list of the 50 states is not no Easter candy. This is the Swedish fish, lifesavers. Who the hell says lifesavers? Huh? Ah. Okay, well, so I hope everybody has a great Easter and just go for Easter. That's just you might be having ham for dinner, you might be having whatever lasagna, whatever for Easter, right? Turkey, have a great time, but gotta be for Easter. Okay? You load up one and make you sick as a you can hardly move. Um, but that's a good part of Easter. Hey, so I was talking yesterday about the Easter movies, right? Are you gonna watch a special Easter movie this weekend? I think if you have the time, you should go and see Project Hail Mary because that would tie up, not only is it a great movie, but it ties in with the Artemis too. Space trip, right? Put yourself in it. But I decided what we're gonna watch to finish. 10 Commandments need to get that in 10 Christmas time. Ben-Hur is a great movie. But you really want to sit 4.5 hours? I do. So we decided on the road started Richard Burton, and there's a chance of this little Richard Burton. Yeah, I knew somebody who went to dinner with Richard Burton. Not as a date, they were just friends. When I went to college back in the 1803 or something, the head of our social department at the time was a nice gentleman named Dr. Manley. Dr. Manley, he was the Bay man, Dr. Manley. And he was telling me himself at the time, he was a big fan of Richard Burton, they became friends, and he actually went to dinner with Richard Burton. Liz Taylor wasn't there. I don't know she was. But yeah, she's becoming more popular now too because Taylor Swift has a song with a new album. I think it's a new single part of Elizabeth Taylor. If you remember Liz Taylor, those eyes, violet eyes. Who has violet eyes? That beautiful. And back in the day, beautiful, scared heart. Pretty girl. Beautiful woman. Cleopatra was that. But big fan of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson like this. Very tight. Very tight. And but I like this. This was see he could hang out with this which I continue about. So but Richard Burton. So my friend Dr. Williamson, his eyes are very intense guy. He looked at you and when you talked to him, you were the only person in the room. And very intense. Well, Dr. Reed, what are you having for lunch today? I think I'm going to partake of the steak. Medium rare. To be or not to be? Anyway, Richard Burton was Welsh. He was a Welsh guy. I would say he's a Welsher, but he is Welsh. He's a Welsh. Just like Tom Jones. Anyway, so I think we're going to watch The Road tonight. The beautiful Gene Simmons, Victor the True Ones, and that. And it's one of these biblical spectacles that they used to make in the 50s. Ben-Hur, The Greatest Story Ever Told, Barabbas, all these spectacles. They were very, very good. 7 years, Cleopatra, they got into the spectacle Hollywood biblical era. They spared no expense, and they just went crazy with the extras. Like Ben-Hur had like 100,000 extras. That big chariot race toward the end. What a good movie. Anyway, so we'll be watching tonight. I'm taking a break from the Phillies. I know. I think Phillies, Sixers are on tonight. Who cares? Watching the road. I'm doing my duty as a good Christian, good film. All right, everybody have a great Easter weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy yourselves. Hopefully, this family. So then I just know they're going to get the first year. Wisconsin have been serving this week. I guess that's no surprise to them to at that one. It's good to understand. It's not going to be serious. It's the first thing in the world. When I was doing the kind of the surprise bill, the more they go, people, and I forget it's so just the birds and stuff. Spurring up the snow, and we all know everything. Still, you see snowstorms covered in it. So, hey, uh, we can change this to next week we talk some and baseball and sports and history. Why not? I did it. That's the great. I was supposed to do that. Okay, everybody. Peace and love. Take care.